What it is, what it was, what it could be, y'all. Welcome back to Disc Golf Justice. Today we're going to be looking at the third generation of the disc golf dedicated shoe from the legends over at Idio Sports. And to be upfront with you guys, I have been sponsored by Idio Sports for the past 2-3 years now. But I reviewed each generation as they've come out, and if you've watched them, I'll try to link them above and below. I've been brutally honest with you guys about the good and the bad with these shoes. So this review is going to be no different by any means, but the shoes we got are the Idio Syncracy Evos, which is the ones replacing these. These are just the Syncracies. This is the second generation, and I like the colorway a lot more. I'll be honest, with these old ones, I'm going to keep picking up, putting these down. I was not a fan of this colorway. They did have other colorways, but this is the one that got sent to me. Not a big fan of this orange and red one and blue, but the shoe itself was great. The traction, I think the review I did on this generation was 11 months ago, and at that point I think I had been wearing them for 6 months because I like to do a long-term review. Obviously this isn't a long-term review of these ones. I haven't even put them on yet, but I will do a long-term review. If you watch the review of the first generation Syncracies that I did, you'll know that there were some major issues with this shoe. It was great that a company was making disc golf dedicated shoes, but there were some issues with the build quality. A lot of people, including myself, experienced the shoes falling apart rather quickly after about 3-4 months. Mine were coming apart at the heels, the toes, kind of like how the shoes I'm wearing now are. A lot of people weren't happy with that, but in Idio's defense, they replaced everyone's shoes that had an issue. So anyone's shoes that fell apart, including mine, they would send you out a whole nother pair on their dime. Granted, it was their fault, but it was awesome that they were going out of their way to try to make things right. But for the second generation, the Syncracies, all those issues were addressed for me. I have been wearing these for, like I said, I reviewed them 11 months ago and I had been wearing them at 6 months at that point, and they're still perfectly intact, not coming apart anywhere. I have lost some traction in certain spots on the sole, but I mean that's expected. I've been wearing these for 1.5 years. I got a little bit of tear like on the fabric here, but that's one of the things they addressed. I've written down a whole list of the things that they addressed, even from the second generation going on to the third generation. But before I get too far ahead of myself, I also want to introduce you to the Brawler, their high top, I guess, or midsole, mid-top shoe that they're also coming out with. And if you're asking me, I like this one a lot more. I like the colorway, I like the design of it. It doesn't have any real laces. You just pull this, cinch it up tight, and you can tuck it. It has a little flap you can tuck it into, which I think is awesome. I will definitely be probably wearing these more than those just because I like them more, but I'll get into those a little bit more. I wrote down a list of things that they did address from the second generation to these now Syncracy Evo. So they've got a slimmer profile design, improved for fit and feel. I can't vouch for the fit and feel. Like I said, I haven't put them on. I will do a long-term review on these. But when I put them side by side of the second generation, you can definitely tell that they are noticeably thinner on like the padding in this. I do have wide feet, so that'll be another thing to take into consideration in a long-term review. How well did the slimness of this hold up for wider feet? New ripstop material for enhanced durability and protection. Like I mentioned, I do have this little tear in the fabric, and what I'll say is this feels like fabric. This almost feels like cloth on the second generation. On the new Evos, this feels more like Gore-Tex. It feels stronger, it feels more durable, it looks a lot better for sure. So hopefully that holds up even a little better than these did. I'm honestly not upset with the durability. Even this little tear, it's not even all the way through. It's just a little bit of scoffing there after 1.5 years. So I'm perfectly okay with that, but apparently these are even stronger. The material is even stronger. They've got a stronger drag-on toe cap. So this little toe cap here, if you're a toe dragger, I used to be, I'm not really anymore. Even when I look at, yeah, both of them don't really have any drag marks on them, so that probably isn't going to be much of an issue for me anyways. But apparently this toe cap's even stronger. They got the rubber outsole improved. I'm assuming that's this is where on the first generation the problem was a lot of this sole would peel apart here and at the toes a lot. Never had the issue on the second generation. I have heard of some people having it still, but I don't know. I put these things through the ringer and they've had no durability issues. So the fact that they're making it even stronger, I think that's awesome. 3D heel counter provides greater structure and durability. That I believe is like this power plant thing here they got on the bottom. Yeah, I guess it's stronger. I don't know. I never, like on my old ones, I do have some wearing down on like the edges, but that's expected. You're rotating oftentimes on concrete or whatever, rotating on that heel for a year and a half. Of course it's gonna grind down a little bit, to be expected. I will say, just in terms of feel, I just noticed this Evo feels a lot heavier in the hand for sure. And last but not least, they got waterproofing by Syncracy. The second generation and the first generation, they were fairly waterproof. Like if you stand in some water, your toes are gonna get wet for sure. Your socks are gonna get soaked. But if you're just playing in the morning dew, I haven't really had much of an issues with my toes getting too wet. But like I said, these look more Gore-Texy, and they're saying the waterproofness has improved with these Syncracy guys. I've never heard of them, but hopefully that'll make your toes get even less wet, I guess. Maybe you can stand in water now. All this will be in the long-term review. I'll come back to this. I'm just pretty excited by the look and design of these, so that I wanted to get a review out before I even put them on. That is all the things that they have upgraded from the second generation to the third. They got a couple different colors. They got this, they got blue. I think they got another one. I can't remember. You have to look it up on their website. But I do like the design. I like the color a lot better. But I'm really excited about these bad boys over here, the Brawlers, the high tops, mid tops, whatever you want to call them. I like these. These look cool, man. These look very, very cool. So I'm very excited to go play around in these. Probably gonna play today. Today's absolutely gorgeous. We got like a 70-degree day, no wind, it's 1 mile an hour wind. But I wrote down some things that they did for the Brawlers as well that I guess is different from the Evos. They got the adaptive brace technology to keep your ankle supported during your throw, which is this. It's pretty, you know, it doesn't feel like it would support all that much. If I'm being completely honest with you, I haven't put them on. Maybe the tightness of the whole thing kind of keeps your ankle in check, but I don't know. It doesn't feel rigid or anything. It's something that would like hold, but we'll have to see in the long-term review. Quick lacing, like I mentioned, it doesn't really have laces. It just has this string that you can pull, cinch up, and then it has a cool little pocket here where you can just tuck all that extra string, lace, whatever you want to call it, into there, and then it's nice and tidy. And then they also have the waterproofing by Syncracy, which, I mean, they have that same Gore-Texy feel. Actually, it's a little different feel than the Evos, if I'm being honest. How many times I dropped that dang phone? Feels a little different, but same but different, I guess. When I look at these, it seems like the Syncracies would be more waterproofed, just by look. I don't know if that's true or not. There's more crease on the Brawlers where water could get up and over. I don't know if it can get down into your sock that way. Actually, there's a little flap there. No, it wouldn't be able to do that. That's cool. So water cannot get up and over and into this. That's a nice little touch. I imagine it's the same. Yeah, it's the same on the Evos too. That's cool. So these should be pretty waterproof, to be honest with you. We'll have to put them through the ringer. But that's everything about the new generation of the Syncracy Evos and the Syncracy Brawlers. I'm gonna be rocking the Brawlers for the most part. Maybe if it's a really hot day, I'll do something a little lower top like this, but I just like the way this looks. You know, this is a dope colorway. Now, if you guys want to order a pair of these new Syncracy Evos or the Brawlers, you can get a sneaky 10% off using my code SYNCUP. It's either Sync Up Justice or Synced Up Justice. I'll put it right here so you can see it, and I'll put it down below. And I'll put the link that you can just click on. I do get a little kickback from that, but it also saves you 10%. So win-win. Let's help each other out. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button so you don't miss on any of my future content. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.